I feel like I'm losing my mind.
ARMY. Have you ever imagined how one name could change the course of a global brand's history? That name is Jungkook. And today, we're going to tell a story that's not just about fashion, but about how a South Korean idol managed to shake the foundations of the global industry. Get ready, because this story will open your eyes to Jungkook's immense influence in a world that goes far beyond the music scene. It's no secret that Jungkook is one of the brightest stars of his generation. However, this journey isn't just about his golden vocals, energetic dance moves, or stage presence. It's about how the youngest member of BTS has established himself as an irreplaceable cultural and fashion icon. This story culminates when Jungkook's name is officially associated with one of the most influential fashion brands in history, Calvin Klein. To understand Jungkook's significance in the fashion world, we need to go back in time. Calvin Klein was founded in 1968 in New York and quickly became known for its bold designs and provocative advertising campaigns. From Brooke Shields and her legendary jeans in the 1980s to Kate Moss and Mark Wahlberg dominating underwear advertising in the 1990s, Calvin Klein was once a symbol of boldness and freedom. However, like a wheel that keeps turning, that glory began to fade with the entry of new competitors and changing fashion trends. Once a powerful force in pop culture, Calvin Klein slowly lost its prestige. The world wondered, who could revive this brand? The answer came from the East, from a young man named Jungkook. Behind the scenes, a key figure was Stefan Larsson, CEO of PVH Corporation, the parent company that houses Calvin Klein and Tommy Hilfiger. Larsson is known not only as a businessman but also as a visionary who understands that in the modern era, cultural power is as valuable as product quality. When he decided to make Jungkook a global ambassador for Calvin Klein, it wasn't just a marketing decision. It was a strategic move to connect the legendary brand with a new generation. And as we've seen, the bet paid off spectacularly. ARMYs certainly remember the day of the big announcement. Jungkook's campaign images for Calvin Klein were released, and within minutes, the internet was on fire. Twitter was filled with hashtags about Jungkook, Instagram was flooded with reposts, TikTok was constantly showing fan edits, and nearly every major fashion publication, from Vogue to Elle, immediately made Jungkook a headline. The impact? The official Calvin Klein website crashed due to the influx of visitors. All the items Jungkook wore in the campaign sold out in record time. What happened wasn't just an advertising campaign, it was a cultural phenomenon. A few months after the campaign launched, Stefan Larsson finally spoke out, and what he said stunned many in the fashion industry. He acknowledged that Jungkook's impact on Calvin Klein was the biggest in the past decade. Larsson emphasized that what sets Jungkook apart is authenticity. When Jungkook wears Calvin Klein, it doesn't look like a forced advertisement. It looks natural, like a part of him. This is what makes people feel connected. This is something that money or ordinary marketing strategies can't buy. Let's look at the concrete impact. Sales surge. All products Jungkook wore in the campaign sold out. Website traffic. Calvin Klein recorded the largest surge in visitors in its history. Market expansion. Sales in Asia, particularly Korea, Japan, and China, exploded dramatically. Brand valuation increase. Analysts reported a significant increase in Calvin Klein's brand value after Jungkook's campaign. This phenomenon even earned a special name in the media, the Jungkook effect. More than just a number, Jungkook represents a cultural shift. For decades, global fashion has almost exclusively relied on Western faces as icons. Jungkook broke that tradition. A young man from Busan, a K-pop idol, managed to stand alongside and even surpass supermodels and Hollywood celebrities. With Jungkook, Calvin Klein is no longer just an American brand. It has become a truly global brand that embraces the world. While Calvin Klein was once seen solely as an American brand with strong roots in the West, since Jungkook's arrival, the brand's image has completely changed. Calvin Klein is now more readily accepted in Asia, the Middle East, and even in African markets, which previously weren't a major base. This phenomenon is clearly no coincidence. Jungkook has succeeded in presenting something that represents not only the young Korean generation, but also a global generation hungry for new icons who are authentic, relevant, and relatable. This is why Jungkook's billboards in New York's Times Square and Tokyo Shibuya are always packed with fans, becoming cultural magnets. Behind the scenes, PVH Corporation executives are contemplating how to capitalize on this phenomenon. It's not just about increasing product sales, but also about establishing Jungkook as a long-term pillar. Imagine if Calvin Klein didn't just display Jungkook's face as an ambassador, but truly built a new brand identity directly connected to him. An identity that transcends national boundaries, cultures, and languages. In other words, Calvin Klein becomes Jungkook, and Jungkook becomes Calvin Klein. Interestingly, Jungkook's presence at Calvin Klein has sparked a broader discussion about Asian representation in the global fashion world. For years, Asian faces were rarely seen in major international fashion advertising campaigns, let alone as key icons. Now, Jungkook is not just present, but dominant. He's changing the world's perception that global icons don't have to come from Hollywood or Europe. He's paving the way for many other Asian stars to enter the fashion industry with confidence. In this context, the Jungkook effect goes far beyond sales. It's creating a cultural shift. ARMY can no longer be viewed as simply a fandom. With their collective power, they have become an ecosystem that drives the economy. From Calvin Klein product sales to media exposure, everything is driven by ARMY support. This is why many analysts call ARMY the greatest market force a fan community has ever possessed. Because every step Jungkook takes, no matter how small, is immediately supported, amplified, and transformed into a global trend by ARMY. Following this phenomenal success, speculation about Jungkook's future in the fashion world has run wild. Some believe Calvin Klein will launch a Jungkook-specific collection in the near future. Some are also predicting the possibility of Jungkook becoming a guest creative director, a prestigious position usually reserved for world-class artists or designers. Some analysts are even more daring in their speculation. Could Jungkook become the main face of PVH Corporation, not just Calvin Klein? This would mean he could represent more brands under the PVH umbrella, including Tommy Hilfiger. If this were to happen, Jungkook would be considered one of the most influential fashion icons of the modern era. Many are asking why Jungkook's influence is so powerful that it has made Calvin Klein relevant again. The answer is simple: authenticity and personal narrative. When people see Jungkook wearing Calvin Klein, they don't just see a model. They see a young man who started his journey in Busan with a simple dream and then developed into an unrivaled global face. This story is unique. Justin Bieber may have brought the bad boy image, Kendall Jenner the high fashion vibe, but Jungkook brings a life story that millions can relate to. And that makes him special. There is no Jungkook story without ARMY. They are the ones who make every campaign a global event. They are the ones who make every billboard a destination. They are also the ones who make every item sell out. However, ARMY's contribution goes beyond economics. They are changing the way the fashion industry views consumers. They are proving that a fan community can be more powerful than any marketing strategy. Today, we can confidently say that Jungkook has rewritten the rules of global fashion. He is not just an ambassador. He is a symbol of how Korean culture can dominate the world stage. From music to fashion, from concert stages to virtual runways, Jungkook shows that an artist can transcend industry boundaries and become a universal icon. As Stefan Larsson said, Jungkook is irreplaceable. And here's the truth. Jungkook doesn't just wear Calvin Klein. He is Calvin Klein. What do you think, ARMY? Is Jungkook's next move a launch of an exclusive collection with Calvin Klein? Or is there a bigger surprise collaboration waiting? Share your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to stay tuned to Top K-pop because this story isn't over yet.